What is up, guys? Johnny01 here with another FIFA 16 defending tutorial. Make sure right now you pause this video and check out my original FIFA 16 defending tutorial before even watching this video, as this is not going to be a full breakdown on defending like I did last time. That video still works perfectly. If you follow that, you will become much better at defense. This is just going to be some added dimensions that we're going to be focusing on thanks to the patch, to the latest patch, some different adjustments that you really need to focus on, you need to key on in order to maintain a high advanced defending ability in FIFA 16 post patch. The biggest change with this latest patch is the computer AI controlled players. For example, there's two main things. First, the interception rate has gone down a lot. No longer is it automatic that you're going to get a whole bunch of different interceptions by players automatically that you weren't even doing. They were just doing regular passes, and now the computer AI control players just won't pick them off as easily, won't intercept it as easily as before. But the biggest change, as you're seeing in these examples, guys, is that no longer will computer control players get in front of the shot. They won't try to cut people off. They won't try to cut off attackers and get in front of their shots. Now, this could be deadly because a lot of the times you are used to that. You are used to, after a corner kick, they would get in the way and jump in the way of shots like they used to. You could, if you get one-on-one situations at the last second, they'll do a dive-in slide tackle to stop a shot, to deflect a shot, or they would randomly, another center back would jump in front of the player and block the shot, jump in front of the goalkeeper, stuff like that that would really help you deflect incoming shots and never really have a really threatening shot on goal, unless if you're really close to the goal. Otherwise, if you're taking long shots, for the most part, if there's a bunch of defenders near that penalty area, more likely than not, one of those players would have been able to jump in front of the shot. That does not happen anymore, at least not nearly as often as before. Now you have to manually input your players, move them in front of their shot, jockey, and make them bounce the ball off of you. Make your player deflect the ball. It just won't happen naturally. Definitely won't happen with computer controlled players. So if you saw in those examples, guys, they're going to keep running at you. Your player's just going to stay between him and the goal. That's the only job he's got. He's not going to try to cut him off. He's not going to try to steal the ball. And he's not going to try to deflect an incoming shot. So just be aware of that. It's very, very important. So what is the adjustment you need to make in this game? Well, like I said, you have to manually move your players into them so you cut them off, so you can steal the ball, so you can deflect an incoming shot. So here you see a situation. I got one of my players. I'm moving them toward the center. Again, guys, if you watch my previous defending tutorial, most important part that you want to protect is the middle of the pitch. So you saw there, I moved him towards the middle, and there I'm in a position where he either has to go back to the outside or he's got to take a shot. But since I'm in there, I'm in the shooting lane, I'm more than likely going to deflect it. Here's another situation. He's got the ball, and I'm going into the middle. Protect where he can shoot. If he wants to go to the outside and take a really bad angled shot, then go ahead. But do not expect your center backs to move into the middle and protect the middle. You have to do that manually. It will no longer happen by itself. Here's yet another example. He gets by me. I'm using my center backs, protecting the middle and jockeying, trying to cut him off and trying to get into his shooting lanes. Can't rely on computer AI to do that for you. If I didn't control that player, the opponent, the attacker, would be able to go right through there and take a wide open shot. So just make sure to quickly switch over to that player and get in front of the shot. Seems obvious, but a lot of times you'll be surprised. A lot of people just weren't doing it, and that's why they're giving up a bunch of goals. It is still very important, guys, to use your CDM. There is something you have to be a little bit more aware of, and that is when you're using your CDM, you have to keep looking at your center backs and pay attention to them, because if they get past your center defensive mids, don't expect center back, oh, cut the player off or help you out with the computer AI. No, you must quickly switch to your center back and then get in front of the player, cut them off, get in front of the shooting lanes like I was saying before. So here you're seeing an example. I was using my center defensive mid. As soon as he got by me, I want to switch to my center back and control him. Don't just maintain control with your center defensive mid, because the player will be able to eat your center back alive. The center back's going to give him a bunch of space and allow him for a shot. Here's another example. He gets by me. I need to be paying attention to that, so I'm quickly moving, using my right analog stick to switch over to my center back and manually controlling him, trying to get in front of those shooting lanes and protect the middle of the pitch. Some smaller changes with this new patch is that there are fewer penalties. Now, this should not affect your defending at all, but just be aware of that, because a lot of times previously there would be a whole bunch of penalties. Now it's not so often. They still happen if you do an obvious slide tackle or something, but there's some times where you would just run into them accidentally or just touch them and they would call a penalty. Doesn't happen as often this time anymore, and this will help you out, especially if you're trying to control manually one of your center backs and get him to the middle, or trying to cut somebody off. One final change that hasn't really happened just because of the latest patch, but over the lifespan of FIFA 16, is that pace has improved. So the one thing you have to be careful of, more important than ever now, is to stay back. Stay back with all your players, your defenders. Move them back. Keep them between the attacker and the goalkeeper, especially when they have pacey players. But that's basically it, guys. I hope you guys liked this tutorial. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and share with all your friends. Just a few little things you guys should focus on with the new changes in the latest patch. Make sure, again, to watch my original if you really want a full breakdown on how to play defense. Click on the top left if you want to see my tutorials. I got tutorials on basically everything in FIFA 16. Click on the top right if you want to see my Division 1 tips, where I give tips while playing Division 1. Click on the bottom left if you want to see my formation review / guys. Bottom right if you want to see my player review / guys. And of course in the middle to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future tutorials or tip videos. Thanks, guys.